Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham, and welcome to this Stage 17 betting preview of the Tour de France, brought to you by goodforthegame.co.za. We will, of course, be taking a look back at what happened in Stage 16 and the latest betting on all the major classifications before coming up with our Stage 17 picks. Right, let's get straight into the action and have a look at the results of Stage 16. And, well, wouldn't you know it, I really needed a winner, and Patrick Conrad delivered in no uncertain terms at 33-1. He rode very aggressively across, once he got into the sort of counter break, I guess you'd call it, he actually broke away on one of the climbs, rode across to the three riders who were in front, and just generally rode a very aggressive stage, going on the penultimate climb, certainly the last long climb, and riding clear to victory, holding off the chasing pack. It was a very impressive win for Conrad, very much needed for me. Sonny Cabrelli, geez, this guy is climbing so well. He was the only guy of the guys who were chasing Conrad who could stay with Gaudu up the final big climb, and he was absolutely superb. Very unlucky to only get second spot there ahead of Matthews. The two of them, of course, sprinting for green jersey points. We'll have a look at that now, but Matthews has made some gains on Mark Cavendish there. Having a little bit further down the list, I did have Aramburu at 50-1 in the break, but he never really threatened to win the stage. He battled a little bit on the climbs. I was very impressed with Tom Skynes from Trek Segafredo. I thought he looked very impressive today. Probably worked a little bit hard at times. And young Bakelans also looked good as well. The break coming in, or the field, should I say, coming in well done. And the big disappointment for me, as happy as I was for Conrad to win, was the fact that EF never got any riders in the break. And although at one stage they moved to the front of the peloton, I think it was actually to try and protect at that stage their position in the team classification. They decided better of it, and they are well back now. And in fact, we'll have a look at some of those general classifications, and let's hope this all works for me today. Don't do it again. There we go. Okay, general classifications. We've got Tadej Pogacar. He's obviously leading still. There was no change there over Iran. And we'll have a look at some of the other classifications, though. The points, Cavendish, now he's, 37 points clear now of Michael Matthews. Of course, there's stage 19, which could be a sprint finish, and stage 21, which definitely will be a sprint finish. So the next two stages are really ones which Cavendish just has to survive. And the way he's riding at the moment, I shouldn't see any problems with that at all. The big day tomorrow, of course, for the King of the Mountains. And I've no idea why this doesn't work. There we go. Okay, King of the Mountains classification. And here we got Wout Poels, who I'm on him at 8-1. So he's one of my last remaining hopes for a long-term bet. And he is at 74 points. Michael Wood, 66. You got Quintana at 64. But plenty of, along with Wout van Aert, but plenty of points on offer tomorrow. We'll have a look at the betting now. Don't worry about the youth. And they're the team. Unfortunately, bad news for me. Youth Education started the stage 11 minutes down. And now 35 minutes down. And yeah, barring a collapse from Bahrain, it's all over now because Bahrain will look to defend it. No one else is really seemingly interested in chasing it. Let's have a look at the betting, though. Outright betting, very little change. Pogacar, of course, just getting firmer and firmer as favourite there. But the van did alert me to the fact that Sunbet also have betting in without Pogacar. And here we got Vingegaard. Yeah, he's at 6-10. It's a little bit short for my liking. I just want to knock the fractional betting on. Every time I get logged out, they take me back to the decimals, which is a little bit annoying, but quite a few sites have it. If I was sites, I'd have the decimal. I would have the fractional as the default. You got Iran there at 3-1. He shortened a little bit. He was 7-2. Carapaz 15-4. 25-1 and better the balance. Well, I must admit, I might be tempted there by Mas just at that price of 25-1. He's a man who does tend to ride well in the third week of Grand Tours, and there's really not much between all of the riders. In fact, let's just quickly pop back to the classifications, and I just want to have a look at Mas, where he sits. Okay, sitting in 8th position, 7-11 down, but if we have to look at behind second place, he's just under 2 minutes behind. Yeah, okay, it's quite a bit of work to overtake all of these guys in front and get second place, so maybe 25-1 is about right. Let's have a look at some of the other classification betting quickly. The King of the Mountains, as I say, is going to get pretty exciting from tomorrow. We've got Poels and Quintana here at 5-2 the pair. Pogacar, he's at 4-1. A lot will depend on tomorrow's stage at what point the GC guys hit the front, if indeed they do catch the break. Michael Woods there at 6s. Cavendish is shortened into 1-4 now to win the green jersey. And Bahrain, oh, don't tell me about that. They're 1-8. To see your 20-1 shot shorten into 2-1 and then now drift out to 13-2. Well, it's really disappointing. Let's go on to the stage itself, and this is going to be an absolute belter of a stage. We finish with 3 climbs, 2 Cat 1s and an out of category. But before that, we got 113 kilometers of relatively flat road. Now, that's going to be interesting because I can't, there's certainly surely no way that the stage will stay together across that stretch. So the break is going to form at some stage, probably in the first 20 to 30 kilometers. And the issue is who's going to get into that break. Now, obviously, some of the guys like Wout Poels that are not suited by the flat start. You might also find the likes of Ineos wanting to ensure that the break that goes away is not that strong, because surely they need to try and win a stage while at the same time putting the likes of Pogačar under pressure. So who's going to be in this break is going to be very, very interesting. Will we get a big break going away? Will we get a smaller break? I think we're going to get a fair-sized break, but I think it's going to be riders that are not necessarily great threats to win the stage. I've got a feeling that that the likes of Ineos are really going to try and set this up for a stage win. Anyway, when we get to this first climb here, the Col de Parasut, it's 13.2 kilometers at 7%. That in itself is enough to start some separation in the field. We may get some early attacks. I'm thinking here about guys like Lopez, who are well out of GC contention, great climber. He could well go here with an early attack. And in fact, I can't remember if I put him in my staking plan or not. I know I was intending to, but we'll have a look. Just before that, to mention, we've got the sprint. That could also be quite interesting, because in theory, Cavendish should be able to sprint for points there, but I guess he'll be saving his energy. And Colbrelli and Matthews, who knows, they might even be able to get into the break and pick up a few more points there on Cavendish. We got this Cat 1, and there's a descent, and then straight up another climb, 7.4 kilometers at 8.3%. 10 kilometers of descent, and then up this final climb, which is an absolute brute. 16 kilometers at 8.7%. This is a killer climb. And if you've got bad legs here, I'm sorry, sir, you're going to be found out very, very badly indeed. Who's going to win the stage? Well, we're going to see a GC battle. Are we going to see a break stay away? Well, up until now, there has been quite a few breakaways that have stayed away, but I've got very little doubt we're going to see a GC battle take place. I think the likes of Ineos will be looking to keep it together. Even Pogačar himself probably wants a GC battle, although I don't see his team working to bring the break back. I think that will be left up to the teams of Ineos, possibly EF. They were at the front, as I say, a little bit today. Jumbo-Visma, well, they're a bit thin on the ground, but they may also try and just lend a bit of a helping hand there to keep in the break in check. But we're going to get all action on this final climb. Yes, they're going to try and attack Pogačar and test for any weakness, but it's really about the podium battle where we should see lots of action. So let's have a look at the betting. I'm going on to World Sports Betting. Before I do that, I see they've got a bit of a competition. So I'll just mention it's probably more relevant for the guys in South Africa. If you're watching this from overseas, you probably don't have an account with them. But they're giving away a bike valued at 10,000 Rand. And to enter, you just have to place a bet of at least 20 Rand on each of the last stages of the Tour de France, from tomorrow's stage 17, or today, should I say, stage 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So a minimum bet of 20 Rand a day, and you'll be put into a draw for that bike. I can tell you I'll be definitely going into the draw, because I think I've bet a lot more than that with them on every single stage. And then just a reminder, they do have their second place refund on all stages as well. And that's going to be relevant because I am taking my stage bets with them in this one. Right, let's have a look at the betting now. So we've got Pogačar. He's a 28-10 favorite. I've seen him at 5-2 there at Sunbet. So it's a decent price, especially when you think you do get money back for second here. I can well see a scenario where Pogačar rides quite defensively. Certainly if he's feeling good going into the last couple of kilometers, he will attack and try and put matters to rest. But I can also see a situation where he sits on the wheel of either someone like a Carapaz or a Vingegaard and attacks at the end to win the stage. But even if he doesn't win it, a second place would see you get your money back. So that's actually quite a nice one. And I must say, I seriously considered a proper punt on him. But part of me, I think it's just a part of me that wants to see action. I want to see him show some weakness so we can get some GC action. So I'm going to be going elsewhere. But anyway, he's definitely valued at 28-1 with the money back special, and I wouldn't discourage anyone from backing him. Jonas Vingegaard, he's looked brilliant to date. How will he go in these really, really high mountains? We'll find out in the third week of the tour. He's obviously still a youngster, but he's 9-2. And And then we got Carapaz. Ineos are going to try and set it up for him. He hasn't shown me anything to date that suggests he's going to ride away from the two guys above him in the betting. But he is a guy who goes well at high altitudes, and we do go over 2,000 meters here in that final climb. And I've just got a feeling that Carapaz is going to show us something. I'm going for him as my first bet of the stage, and let me just bring up the bet there. And it's a 1 unit on Carapaz at 8-1, obviously with that money back special as well. Then you got Uran, he's at 16s. Quintana 16. Quintana has just been so hard to call at the moment, but I would suggest that from what I've seen of him lately, he doesn't have the legs to win this stage. Lopez, well, yes, I did put some money on Lopez. I've got half a unit on Lopez at 20-1. I think that Lopez is going to launch early, and he's going to probably try and bridge across to the break. Possibly Movistar may even have a rider or two in the break, and he's going to bridge across, and I'm going for him at 20-1. Sepkus on form, he'd definitely be in any staking plan, but the thing is, he's probably going to be working for his teammate in the podium battle. So it's very unlikely, I believe, that he's going to win. And Wout Poels will be looking for King of the Mountain points, and he can win from the break, but I don't see him winning from the GC group, but certainly not without a chance. Let's go down, though. There's plenty of others there that have got chances, but my final pick, I'm putting faith in him one more time because he hasn't delivered for me yet. There's also a chance he'll be on duty helping Kelderman the whole time, but I'm hoping they put Bookman in the break, and I'm going for him there at 40-1. So investing a total of 2 units, a unit on Carapaz, half a unit each on Lopez and Bookman. Enjoy the stage. It should be a cracker, as will stage 18. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and join us for that, probably in the early hours of Thursday morning. Just scrolling down below in the video, we are doing a preview of the SAAV British and Irish Lions, a quick preview tomorrow afternoon. And of course, on Thursday night, we've got the handicap rugby chat that matters. Enjoy the tour.